He smiled while lying to my face, not a nervous smile, not a guilty one, a calm, confident smile, like he had already won. That was the moment I knew something inside me was about to change. People always say betrayal comes with signs, late nights, short replies, cold distance. But sometimes betrayal comes wrapped in warmth, in laughter, in promises whispered right before sleep. That night, he sat across from me at the small kitchen table, same place where we used to plan our future, same place where he once held my hand and said, "I would never hurt you." And yet his phone kept lighting up. I didn't ask who it was, I already knew, because when someone cheats, it's not the secrets that give them away, it's the confidence. He had become too calm, too sure, too comfortable. I remember watching his face as he talked, about work, about stress, about nothing. His eyes never met mine for more than a second, and when they did, that smile appeared again, a smile that said, "You have no idea." That night, when he finally fell asleep, I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I didn't shake. I just stared at the ceiling and asked myself one quiet question. If he can betray me so easily, what else has he been lying about? I didn't know it yet, but that question was the first step toward everything that came next, because betrayal doesn't destroy you in one moment, it destroys you slowly, until you decide whether you will stay broken or become dangerous. And I chose the second. The next few weeks felt unreal. On the surface, nothing changed. He still kissed my forehead before leaving, still called me baby, still smiled like everything was fine. But beneath that surface, my world was cracking. I started noticing details I once ignored. The way he guarded his phone like it was a secret vault. The way he laughed at messages but never shared the joke. The way he suddenly cared more about his appearance. New clothes, new cologne, new excuses. Trust doesn't disappear loudly. It fades quietly, like a light slowly dimming. I wanted to confront him so many times. The words sat on my tongue, burning. But something held me back. Instinct. A voice inside me whispered, "Wait." So I waited. I watched. I listened. I remembered. Late nights turned into early mornings. Work trips multiplied. Stories stopped matching. Dates stopped adding up. One night he told me he'd be home late. He wasn't. I checked his location, not to spy, but to calm myself. I expected an office, a hotel, somewhere believable. Instead, I saw a place I recognized, too well. A restaurant we used to love, a place filled with our memories. That's when my hands started shaking, not from fear, from clarity. I didn't confront him when he came home. I didn't ask where he'd been. I didn't accuse. I smiled back. And in that moment, he relaxed. That's the thing about people who betray you. They think silence means ignorance. What he didn't know was that I had started collecting truth, screenshots, dates, patterns, small pieces of proof that on their own meant nothing, but together told a story he would never be able to escape. Each piece hurt, but each piece also made me stronger, because pain, when controlled, becomes power. The truth didn't explode, it unfolded. One quiet afternoon, I found the message that ended everything. Not a love message, not even a confession, just a simple line. "Last night was perfect. I can't wait to see you again." No name, no heart emoji, just certainty. I sat there for a long time, staring at the screen. My chest felt tight, like the air had been sucked out of the room. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. Every lie, every smile, every "I love you" had been carefully placed on top of this secret life he was living. And suddenly I understood something painful. He wasn't confused. He wasn't lost. He wasn't unhappy. He was comfortable betraying me because he believed I would never leave. That realization hurt more than the cheating itself. That night, I finally asked him, calmly, "Is there someone else?" He didn't even hesitate. No, that smile again, the same one. And in that moment, something inside me snapped, not in anger, but in resolve. I didn't argue. I didn't show him the proof. I didn't beg for honesty. I just nodded, and he thought he had won. But what he didn't realize was that I had already stopped seeing him as my partner. From that moment on, he became my lesson. Revenge doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes the most powerful revenge is patience. I stayed, not because I needed him, not because I was afraid, but because I wanted the truth to come out on my terms. I started pulling away slowly, less affection, less availability, more independence, and he noticed. People who cheat hate losing control. Suddenly, he was asking questions. "Are you okay? You've been distant. Is something wrong?" I smiled. "I'm fine." Behind the scenes, I was rebuilding myself. I reconnected with friends, focused on my work, strengthened my confidence. The more whole I became, the more uneasy he felt. Because my silence no longer felt weak, it felt dangerous. I also made sure the truth had witnesses, not through drama, not through gossip, just facts placed carefully where they couldn't be ignored. And then, when everything was ready, I stepped back. I didn't expose him publicly. I didn't scream or shame. I simply walked away. No warning, no explanation, just absence. And that broke him. The messages started the next day. "Where are you? Please talk to me. I don't understand." I said nothing. Silence is loud when someone is used to control. The truth reached him through others, slowly, coldly, without my involvement. His secret life collapsed, not because I attacked it, but because lies can't survive daylight. When he finally saw me again, the smile was gone. His eyes searched my face for something familiar, something forgiving, but I wasn't that person anymore. "You knew," he said quietly. I nodded. "And you still stayed?" "I stayed," I replied, "until I no longer needed answers." That was the moment he understood. Not that he lost me, but that he never really had me the way he thought, and I was learning how to control mine. I didn't win because he suffered. I won because I healed. Betrayal changes you, but it doesn't have to ruin you. Sometimes it clears your vision. Sometimes it forces you to choose yourself. He cheated and smiled because he thought love meant safety. What he learned, too late, was that love also means boundaries, and when those boundaries are crossed, consequences don't need to be cruel, they just need to be final. Moral: never confuse silence with weakness, and never underestimate someone who has already survived losing you.